Welcome back to another episode of Allen Police Behind the Badge. We're your hosts, Officer Sam Ripamani and Alexis Birmingham.
And today our special guest is Lieutenant Maness. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here.
Thanks for coming on.
It's been hard to kind of get you on because you used to be the sergeant, working patrol nights. So now we finally got you on.
Yeah, and every time I see you coming, I duck you guys because I know the invitation was coming. So
I'm onto your tactics.
I found that out when I was told to be here.
we asked you.
Yes,
to come
you did.
on.
Yes, you did.
You were a good sport. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little about your new unit you're in as lieutenant.
Well, I spent most of my career in patrol, and then I promoted to lieutenant. And in March, I got a call saying, "Hey, guess what? You're being transferred to special operations."
Yeah.
Had no idea it was coming. It was out of the blue. 5 days later, I'm the new lieutenant in special operations. And in this role, I oversee the Allen Animal Shelter, the school resource officers, and our Allen PD traffic unit. So it's been an adjustment going from taking care of my patrol duties to learning a whole new set of rules and the way to deal with people.
Yeah, that is a broad range.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of stuff.
A lot of different personalities.
Yes. Yes, it is.
How are you enjoying it?
It's a blast. I'm learning stuff all the time. I get to work with people that I have never worked with and also people that I haven't worked with in a long time. So rekindling some old friendships and working relationships has been great. And learning the new stuff.
Right. And now you're over the boxing gym as well, right?
I am. I wish I had a little more to do with it hands-on, but Rob Casali takes that. He's housed right next door to me in our office, and usually he takes the lead on that. But I am in charge of that as well. Any
big events coming up with that?
We do. We have a Golden Gloves boxing tournament coming up in July. It's July 6th through the 12th. It's a national event. It's for novice and open fighters. And we're expecting to get anywhere from 500 to 600 fighters to fight that week.
That's a large group of people.
Yeah, we're going to have 4 rings set up. Some of our interns don't know it yet, but they're going to be helping move the boxing gym. Got an intern over there. Sorry, everybody. They're going to be helping set up the ring. We're going to move it from our boxing gym and set it up in the Allen Event Center, or CUTX Event Center now.
There'll be multiple rings in there,
Yeah,
right?
4 rings total.
Wow.
Man, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be busy.
And you guys are partnering with other gyms, right?
Yes. We have Garland. I believe it's Arlington, maybe, or Irving.
Irving, I believe.
Irving.
Yep.
And there was another gym, but the people who are running this are Golden Gloves, and they're national. So they're kind of taking the lead on this, and man, it's going to be big. And for somebody who has never had anything to do with boxing or doing it on boxing tournaments, it's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it behind the scenes.
Yeah, and athletes are flying from all over
come
here to
I think some of
Allen.
the first people that registered were from New York. So
wow, yeah.
They're coming from all over.
Big boxing community there in Chicago.
And they say that Texas has the biggest boxing community, believe it or not. And so they're expecting a rush of walk-in and last-minute registrations because it is a home tournament. So right now we're sitting a little over 200 boxers and hopefully get 500 or 600.
And we have some of our own athletes competing as well, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're excited.
That's going to be a cool event. So I guess, has it been nice getting adjusted to a different schedule coming off patrol?
Oh, man. Well, the schedule's great compared to, a patrol schedule. You could end up anywhere. The schedule I work now is a lot more beneficial for family. And so, my wife loves it. My kids love it. I get to see them a little more regular schedule. Not that I didn't see them a lot when I was on patrol, but the hours were different. It might just be for a couple of hours. Now I got a more regular schedule, and I get to sit down with them and enjoy them a lot more.
Well, and your boys are getting to that very active age.
They've been active, especially the youngest one. He's been active forever.
They play any sports?
They do. Both of them are into football. The oldest one is just football. He doesn't want to play anything else.
That's okay.
My youngest one is, if there's a sport, he wants to play it. And so we've had to pair him back to a couple of them.
Yeah, mom and dad can't be everywhere.
No, it can't be everywhere, and we can't afford everything. So, they're a right-handed dad. Both my sons are left-handed, so teaching them how to do things has been extremely difficult.
So is mom left-handed?
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. They're 2 lefties, and we don't know where it came from.
So one of your boys likes to wear suits, right?
Yes, he does.
Does he still do that?
He does. He's going to need a bigger one because he hit a growth spurt. Every meet the teacher, he wears a suit.
That's so cool.
Every picture day, he wears a suit. and we've caught him in the back room doing how to do your hair videos to teach people how to do what he called fancy hair. So
He knows what he wants.
he's quite the showman.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
That's awesome.
He is.
What got you into law enforcement in the first place? You've been here a long time.
I have. I've been here almost 24 years, and all my people that work together with me are going to say, "What about the time you left?" If we want to talk about that, we will. I left for a few months and then came back.
We knew you'd come back.
Oh, absolutely. And so it's a very personal story that got me into law enforcement. There's a kind of a two sides to this. My dad was in law enforcement, and so listening to the stories that he had, seeing what he did, really made me want to get into it. But I had, back when I was in high school, I had a family member, a cousin, who was fell victim to a burglary murder. And so seeing people investigate that, knowing what my family went through and what my aunt, bless her heart, still goes through to this day, especially when parole hearings and stuff come up, made me want to get into it and help people, especially anybody that's been in a situation like that. Hate to bring the tone down a little bit, but that was the mood is shot a little bit. But that's one of the main things that got me into it.
Yeah, we all have our reasons
Sure.
for why we got into this career. You know,
Yeah.
my father-in-law was a state trooper, and I had really no interest in law enforcement growing up. Grew up on a farm, and then being around him for several years and hearing his stories and seeing it is kind of the same.
It is, and it's all
Drew
about
an
timing.
interest.
You know, I got into it what I would consider late compared to what a lot of our officers get into it now. You know, they get into early 20s. I was in my late 20s. You know, it's just that back then the pay just wasn't what it was. And when I found Allen, it was perfect timing, perfect pay, perfect everything. And
Checked
I
all
think
the
we
boxes.
had, I think we had 270 some odd people apply, and there was 4 of us that got hired. So I was glad to be here.
Did you think in 2008 this guy was my field training officer for Phase 3? I remember it. So I rode in his car with him for 4 weeks. Did you think we'd be sitting here doing this today?
No, not a chance. A podcast on camera, never.
In
No.
2008. I mean, it seems like it was just the other day, but
I can remember 2 times in my career that I've actually been with ACTV and we've done something on camera. One of them was an interview for curfews, juvenile
goodness.
curfews. And then the other one was we did a kind of a commercial between fire and police, and it was Chief Harvey and I were out there. Something about a golf ball got hit and nearly hit us, and my acting was horrible in that.
oh, come on.
Yeah, it was terrible. So I never thought we'd be in something like this. This is awesome.
Yeah. So other than the boxing, with your new unit, I know you're over all the special events. Any other big events coming up?
Well, of course, it's the Allen USA celebrations coming up.
That's
It's
a big one.
250th, for America.
Yeah.
So it's a big one. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into that behind the scenes, and I have to give credit where credit is due. Parks and Rec and those people over there, they carry the lion's share of this thing.
Yeah.
That they do a great job with this.
So I'm sure you're involved in all the meetings with all the planning. 'Cause
I am,
handling
yes.
the staffing for our end. Any big changes from last year to this year?
Well, one of the changes that they have last year was ticketed. You had to have a ticket to get in.
That's right.
They've gotten rid of that this year, so it's anybody's welcome to come. One of the rules is that anybody under age 18 has to be with a parent or guardian. That helps us have somebody to contact if something were to happen to somebody who's underage out there. We have a parent or a guardian on scene, and that way we have somebody to talk to. If they get hurt, injured, get in trouble, we have somebody that we can call and we can get them involved as soon as we can.
Gotcha. So they need to have some identification, have some type of ID to show their age.
Yes, that would be beneficial. We're going to have officers at all the gates. If there's a question from the staff that's there about these people getting in, they're going to defer to the officers, and the officers will help them make the ultimate decision on that. What we're trying to get away from is people coming up. Again, this is open not just to Allen. Everybody has to understand that anybody's welcome to come from surrounding communities.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is cut down on the, hey, I've got family inside, and people just letting them through the gate. Mm-hmm. Because historically our issues have been at the end of the night with juveniles, teenagers, getting into skirmishes and scuffles, and we're just trying to keep that. If something like that happens and somebody gets in trouble, we have somebody to contact on scene.
And how's the parking situation? Is there where do people park? Is there shuttles? I don't know. This is my first year attending.
Is it your first year?
Yes, I've.
So parking is always a question. Parking is always a question, and people think that it's faster and easier to park in the surrounding neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. First, it's hard to get into those neighborhoods to begin with, just because of cars parked on the roadways. Kind of touching back on the reasons we're having people come in that are parent or guardian, if they're not at least 18, is that we've had people that have gotten in trouble, been kicked out, and caused property damage. That's another reason people may not want to park in or around the park up there. The easiest way to do it is to go to Allen High School. We have shuttles running from Allen High School. You can park there.
No cost?
No cost.
Oh, wow.
We're planning on, the last meeting we had, and can't hold me to this, 24 buses. Shuttling people back and forth.
They'll run continuous through
They'll run continuous through the start of it, and then at the end of it, they're leaving out. Our traffic unit is going to escort 6 buses at a time, each individual.
wow.
So 24 will be running. Each traffic officer is going to escort 6 buses, so we hope to have everybody out of there pretty quickly.
That will make it
It would make it a lot easier. And what I can, if people will help us out by limiting the size of coolers or things that they might bring if they're getting on the shuttle, that helps with seating as well.
Yeah.
I know people have to bring strollers. If they collapsible, foldable strollers will help with the shuttles and getting people on and off. And loading and unloading, when you load from back to front. I tell you all this because I helped with the buses last year at the end of the event, and people would stop and sit in the front because everybody wants to get off quick. Completely understand, but people can't get past those people, you know, especially with children or coolers or things like that. If they'll help us by loading back to front, that'll help speed them up and get them out of there and get them home.
That's awesome.
Get us all home.
Get us all home, right?
Normal hour.
It can be a long day.
Yeah.
Definitely is a long day.
Super hot and exhausting.
Yes. Well, you're going to find out.
Oh, I know. I've heard it the last 2 years, so this is my year to finally join in.
Yeah. Glad to have you.
Excited to be there.
So you're over traffic unit as well. So traffic unit will be a big part helping out with that. But one of the other units you're over is the school resource officers.
I am. They're busy right now. Their Junior Police Academy is ongoing. You guys were there last week for the graduation. Yeah. Great turnout this year. They get to experience everything, right? And we also get a chance to give them some updates on what's going on out there and give them some advice on things. And the big thing right now for kids running around town is the e-bikes and the e-motorcycles, the difference between those and the rules and laws that go on with those. So this last week, you guys were probably there for that. We had parents in and did a little presentation for them and gave them some flyers to show them the difference between the two and what the requirements are for, especially e-motorcycles.
Yeah, a lot of it's a big push nationally right now. It's not just here in Allen. This is across the nation, and a lot of parents don't realize that if these bikes don't have if it doesn't have pedals that operate or the motor is over, I think the 750 watts has to stay under 28 miles per hour. If it doesn't check all of those boxes, it's an e-motorcycle. It's not an e-bicycle, and e-motorcycles have to be registered.
They do.
You know, per our state transportation code, and none of them are registered. None of them have license to ride an e-motorcycle on the street, and it's just dangerous. You know, we don't want to see any of our kids get hurt here.
Right. You know, we're not trying to ruin the fun. I mean, we were all young, wanted to ride motorcycles and stuff, but it's their safety. It's a concern for them. Just last Thursday, going home, I was heading down my street to my house, and from the side street, 2 kids on an e-motorcycle completely ran the stop sign. The driver had a helmet on. The kid on the back didn't. And the way they were riding, my car doesn't have markings on it. The way they were riding in front of me, I stopped them because I was concerned for their safety. And that's what this whole thing is about.
You know, it's making our citizens feel unsafe as well because, you know, when they're driving, they're scared they're going to dart out in front of them or come down these side streets or through parking lots. You know, they're crossing over. Yeah.
We've been
And
extremely blessed that we haven't had any bad
We have,
accidents
and,
yet, and that's what we're trying to keep from happening. Somebody getting
we just want our parents and our guardians to to understand the law, and to, when they're making these purchases, some of them are expensive, and know the law before you buy. And e-bicycle are legal to ride. We still need to teach them to follow traffic laws. If you're riding the street, stop at our stop signs, and use hand signals when you're turning. All of that needs to be taught.
Right, and they need to know that the e-motorcycles can't be ridden on the bike paths. They can't be ridden on sidewalks. They're not. That's not what they're for. Private property in the country or something like that is where they can ride those, unless it's registered and insured and they're licensed to ride it.
Spread the word if you're listening.
Yes, please.
Spread the word and help us out if you don't mind.
Well, and we've been trying to do that educational piece too, especially with our bike unit. They've been out kind of talking to students and people that they interact with, especially, where they congregate in these, mostly like the Terrell Rec Center and those facilities like that. So we're trying to get the word out.
Kudos to you guys on what y'all done. Your outreach through social media, all
we're
the
trying
platforms.
to push on the
This
website.
has been great. You guys have done a great job of what y'all are doing.
We just want to
Thank
spread
you.
awareness, and we don't want to see anybody get hurt.
Well, it's not just that. It's not just spreading awareness. You get promoting, the events that we have coming up. You guys do a great job.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate
You're trying
it.
to make us blush. It's working.
Good.
So you're also over animal shelter. Anything going on there?
Not right now. They're pretty quiet down there.
That's good.
Yeah, they're wanting to do a clear the shelter soon. Hopefully, we'll have more information on that. The manager down there, Danny, reached out to me, and she's wanting to try to set that up where we can get the animals some good homes.
Yeah.
But we haven't set any dates on that yet. But we are definitely in talks about getting that done.
Yeah, I saw that they rescued a baby bobcat here recently.
We were just talking about this. Funny, Shamin, we were just talking about that this morning.
Cute. The city posted a picture
was
of it,
Yeah,
and I
right.
was like, I
Tiny.
want to go see it.
Yeah,
it
right
was
now.
gone before I could even think
sure
about
it
it.
was.
It went to a rescue
Yes.
where they
A rescue
rehabilitate
company,
and release them back into the
The
wild.
sooner
I
the
believe.
better. It wouldn't be long before that thing's climbing all
That
over
little
everything.
cute little
Oh,
baby
it was
turns
so
into a
cute.
full-size bobcat.
Right. They do grow up.
Yep. So you, prior to this, you used to also be the PIO. So
I did.
Can you share a little bit about that? Because we do the same role now. We took over from what you were doing.
Yeah, so when I started it, I took after Sergeant John Felty.
Yeah.
He suggested me, and I got a call from our previous chief, Harvey, and asking me if I'd be interested in the role. I mean, what do you say when the chief calls you? You go, no, I don't want to do that. I said, of course, I'm interested in it.
Yeah.
Went to the schools you guys have been to, you know it. I think one of the first ones that we had was an officer-involved shooting, and I went, from the frying pan into the fire,
Yeah.
So,
What do I do?
yeah, and so, but it also was a great way because I was able to start working with PAMRO.
Yep.
We worked with them and partnered up with them, so we bounced ideas off of each other, and it really helped me, again, work with more people throughout the city that you typically don't get a chance to as an officer. I was the PIO during some major incidents for Allen, and even though you can call it a great experience because of the employment of the career experience, it's tough. I mean, you guys are both PIOs now, and I'm the backup to the backup. And
Come
so,
on now.
we're all sitting here. This is the PIO team sitting
Yep.
here. So, you guys have got a very important and tough job, and I've been there firsthand on some stuff, some good stuff, and some bad stuff.
Some tough ones for
Yeah,
sure.
there's some tough ones for sure.
And we always learn how we can improve. In this, I think as a city, we've evolved a great deal on how we handle critical incidents, and those are because of those learning moments. It's unfortunate we've had those tragedies, those instances, but we've all learned and keep progressing.
Chief Dye coming in here with the experience that he had working with the media helped tremendously.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing firsthand the need to not just have one, but two, but three people that are able to do the role, because in big instances, it's you got to have that. It's just one. It's just too much for one.
Yeah.
So having a team, I thank him for having the knowledge and the experience to get that set up, and thanks, Chief, for putting me in third place.
Yeah, I was there for that conversation when you had it. And I was like, what is happening right now?
That's right.
We appreciate everything you do. Like you're even though you want to be the backup to the backup, you're still there to help us when we need it, and we appreciate
Y'all don't
it.
need any help. Come on now. Y'all
Oh,
are doing
that's
a great
not
job.
true at all.
Y'all doing a great job.
When I want to take a vacation.
Oh, yeah. We do stand in for each other.
So
No, but we all help each other out and partnering with different stuff. And I think it helps also because Chief is so involved and he's not scared to speak to the media. And, you know, he likes to get out in front of things and just be involved all around. And it helps our job and it makes it so much more easier.
Yeah, before the establishment of the team, I mean, I got to see him do some interviews with media. He's impressive.
He's good.
Mm-hmm.
Not only in English, but he does it in Spanish as well. And I was extremely impressed with that.
Yeah, just
He does
when
a great job.
When he started, and all of a sudden we had that, it's like a media mixer that day, and over in the courts building where we invited all the media to come out. And I was like, I didn't know what was going on. And then as you see it unfold, you're like, this is genius.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
Smart
And look,
guy.
here we are doing
exactly.
podcasts.
So, anything else going on with any of your units or any?
No, not that I could think of right now. Again, we have the Allen USA coming up, and we have the Golden Gloves boxing tournament coming up.
Busy summer.
Well, then not long after that, we have Black Friday coming up, and I'm in charge of the Black Friday traffic direction. And so, again, that'll be my first time around experience with that.
Then the Christmas parade.
Yeah, Christmas parade.
The Eagle
The fun,
Run.
that's
I
the
mean,
fun
it's just
stuff.
the list
man.
goes
That's the
on and
fun
on.
stuff. Looking forward to all that. You know, it's good. It's a good time. It's a lot of work that goes into it, but the day of, man, it's a blast. Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of those, once you figure out how you set it up this year, you'll be able to mirror it next year.
Oh,
tweak
the
it
help
a little
that I'm
bit.
getting, and the help that I've been given on this, and you know, just some of the ideas. I mean, some of it's you don't fix it if it's just broken, right? I mean, and
we have Officer Molina.
Oh,
He came on and talked about USA on the podcast.
kudos to
He's
Officer Molina. I call
I don't know what we're going to do when he retires. All of our
Director of
vehicles,
traffic.
none of our vehicles are going to run, right?
Right.
He's also our local mechanic.
He is. Yeah, I sent him a text message earlier about doing some work on my truck. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, he's awesome. I've already had him in my office. We've talked about it. He told me. I said, look, you tell me what you need. You got it. You handle the rest, and we're all good. And but I mean, even Deputy Chief DeBlanca, he ran it last year before he became Deputy Chief. I mean, he handed me down the blueprints for that, and I'm sure I'm going to get some blueprints for Black Friday. So there's so much help. I mean, there's so much work that goes on with people that have done it before. It really helps. It makes it a lot easier than it would be doing it from ground zero.
Yeah, it'll be a long day.
Oh, it's always a long day.
If there's one thing you could tell the community, what would that be?
Whew, I don't know. That's a good one.
I think we kind of touched on something that, you know, earlier when we were talking about the e-bikes and things like that is, you know, it's to know before you buy. It's what I would, you know, the big story right now.
Yeah, that I mean, the safety of the kids is, if there's one thing in having kids, that's paramount for us. Yeah. It's again, we're not trying to be the ruiners of all the fun. We just want kids to be safe. We want them to have a fun summer, have a good time, be safe about it. And again, we enforce the laws. We don't make them. And so just understand that we're trying to look out for them.
Yeah. We just want you to ride safe and ride legal. That's our new slogan.
That's the new slogan.
Yep.
Alexis came up with that in staff the other day.
Great job, Alexis.
I was working on the website, guys.
Yeah.
And I just thought it fit.
It kind of sticks, so we're going to go with it.
I like it.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on and talking to us today.
That's it. That's all you got from me, man. I was expecting to
We're not going to beat you down. Oh. You'll never come back.
Oh, no, it was great. Thank you for having me. Thanks for inviting me. I'm a little upset that I wasn't your first guess. But anyway,
They all say that, but they all
Everyone
run from us too when we go looking for our next guest.
This is fun. I mean, it's low pressure. These guys are professionals back here. They know what to do. And I got to tell you, the finished product is amazing. I like watching them.
Scott and Jason do outstanding work.
I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to watch this one. I will watch all the rest.
Yeah, I understand.
No, we're very blessed that, they help us out and do all the heavy load
Right.
of putting this together, because without them, we wouldn't have this.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
That was
you.
great.
If you'd like to learn more about special events coming up or the laws on e-motorcycles versus e-bicycles, check us out on our website, allenpolice.org.
And make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any comments, leave them down below. Bye, guys.
See you next time.